Kevin McCarthy, now showing some of his true colors by continuing to back establishment candidates as Republicans instead of America First candidates. Case in point right here. He's backing not the guy we've had on the show that we're about to bring back on, who happens to be Joe Kent, a congressional candidate in Washington State, who, oh, by the way, happens to be a military veteran and an America First policy guy. No, he's backing the incumbent, Jamie Butler. So joining me now to weigh in on this battle to try and keep the Republican Party moving towards the America First policies that, as conservatives, we all love, congressional candidate Joe Kent, back on the program. Joe, I got to give you a quick round of applause. I read a article. You raised more from regular folks donating than the incumbent raised from big corporate donors and having the backing of Kevin McCarthy up in your kind of liberal state, Washington. Is that true?
Absolutely true.
Awesome. Good for you, man. Your reaction to these, I hate to say it, but you got the McConnells and yes, the Grahams and now the McCarthys, it seems, that are still backing these people that have been lifers, that don't have America First policies and us in mind. I just don't get it, why they don't get on board.
You know, I'm a little surprised that Kevin McCarthy, after Representative Butler, she's the one that not only voted for impeachment, she's one of those 10. McCarthy's backing 5 of the 10 that voted for impeachment. But Jamie Herrera Butler is the one who said that she overheard the phone call between Trump and McCarthy and tried to put McCarthy on the spot, kind of put him into a bind. So this is just really a slap in the face, I think, to the America First, the Trump base, which is the vast majority of this country, as we're learning now with the election audits. This is a slap in the face to this whole base that brought this movement to light, that gave President Trump the mandate to start making America great again, essentially, to bring our manufacturing back, to end our endless wars, do all these things that didn't benefit the corporate country club Republicans. So now they see this as their chance to try and kill off the Trump movement, the America First movement, once and for all. If they can have a victory and they can make sure the 10 impeachment voters keep their seats, that will be I think, they will think that they have a mandate at that point, that they have won, and the future for the GOP is this Republican in name only policy that only benefits corporate elites. They're scared of the amount of support that we have from the base right now, and that support from the base is reflected in my fundraising numbers. So I beat Jamie Herrera Butler despite all the support that she was getting from these big PACs.
Yeah, that's awesome. That means real Americans want you, Joe. They don't want that incumbent because probably, I got to imagine, some of those voters in Washington State didn't see her helping out, didn't see the policy that she voted for. Maybe it was her vote for the impeachment. Who knows what it may be? But what a testament to you that you got more cash than she did from regular old Americans than the big corporate donors. Got to ask you, have you heard from 45 yet? Do we have the endorsement from Mr. Trump for that seat?
So I've spoken with the president. Unfortunately, I don't have the endorsement yet. I'd love to tell you that but at this time I do not. I know he's watching the race carefully.
He's vetting you.
I know he must be aware of what Kevin McCarthy is doing right now, and I hope he steps in and intervenes because he has to see that the GOP is trying to stamp out his voice and the movement of the Trump supporters.
Well, Joe, I wanted to have you on just to congratulate you when my producer brought this to me and said, hey, the Joe Kent guy, military guy you really liked, he raised more money than the incumbent Republican, and he didn't take any big cash like she did. And then Kevin backing her, I said, let's let people know. So you are an example, and I want folks out there to realize that. And so I wanted to bring you on to say to the viewers with you, Joe, if you live in a different state or you live in Joe's state and you've got an America First candidate and you're worried that the Republican incumbent is going to win, don't buy the hype and the BS. Keep backing your America First candidate that you think and truly believe in your heart of hearts will have our best interest like Joe does. So Joe, God bless you. Keep raising. Hopefully this little interaction right here will help you out too on the campaign.
Immensely. Thank you so much. And thanks to everyone who donated to my campaign. Don't give your money to the GOP. Support America First individual candidates. Thank you very much.
There you go. Joe Kent running for Washington's 3rd Congressional District. You take care of yourself, Joe. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Take care.
Yep.